What's up, gang? Happy Friday Eve. Is that what they say? Thought I'd jump on. Molly Hunter is in an appointment and I'm just sitting out in my car. So I thought I'd jump on and do a little live Q&A. What kind of questions do you guys have? We are rolling into essentially the last weekend of the first month of the year, January. And it's a good time to kind of check in with how your goals are going, how your New Year's resolutions are hanging on, potentially by a thread. What are you working on? So let me know in the comments below. I have a whole new session of lean. I have my new program that I'm launching, No Track Lean, starting on Monday. So if you need the support and accountability that you feel like you're lacking, definitely check that out. Okay, first question. Do you still recommend fasting? Ooh, there is so much noise in the space of fasting right now. And I am learning right alongside of you guys. I have been just putting together new content for the new program I'm launching on Monday. And one of the videos I made was on, time restricted eating and meal timing. And I was just mentioning, I have been working with clients and fasting for literally the last 10 years. And the way that I saw fasting and the way I looked at fasting 10 years ago is definitely different than the way I look at it now. So everything is always kind of evolving. And I guess we can, thank the hormone gurus, probably specifically Dr. Stacy Sims, who's really kind of questioning, the benefits of fasting in her kind of podcast tours and everything. So with that being said, do I still recommend fasting? Absolutely. Okay. I have always been super conservative about the way that we fast in the lean program. My goal is to get my clients for fasting for at least 12 hours. Let me tell you, every single person, regardless of what they have going on, should be fasting for 12 hours. Okay. 12 to 14 hours, again, I think is a completely appropriate fasting length for everyone, regardless of what you're doing. Our typical fasting window that we recommend in lean is 12 to 16 hours. I never want to see my clients regularly fasting over 16 hours. And there's kind of really what I'm like, why is everybody poo-pooing on fasting? Well, number one, yes, there's very little research on intermittent fasting in women. So that's kind of, the issue, number one. Number two, you also have to question what people are talking about when they're talking about fasting, because a lot of the noise about fasting is about 24-hour fasting, 21-hour fasting, 36-hour fasting, 3-day fast, 7-day fast. Okay. So when people say fasting's bad for you, well, there's lots of definitions of fasting. So you really need to kind of get behind, what are they talking about? Like, for example, Dr. Atia, he used to love fasting. And he talks about that. Like, I used to fast all the time. I told everyone to fast, but he used to fast for 3 days at a time, like once a month. Okay. And now he's like, okay, well, I don't recommend that. So his point on fasting is that he doesn't recommend a 3-day fast, but he probably, maybe still thinks that a 12 to 16-hour fast is okay. So I think that's important. We live in a world where everything's about clickbait. Everyone's looking to kind of be viral for saying something completely the opposite of what everyone's doing. So that's kind of number one. Number two, the big thing about fasting, people are saying why you shouldn't fast is because you're not able to optimize your protein. All right. And again, I have said this for years in my lean program. Optimizing your protein is far more important than fasting. If you cannot get in at least 100 grams of protein in your eating window, then you need to fast less. Okay, so that's kind of the other issue is that, people that fast for a long time have issues getting adequate nutrients in, getting specifically adequate protein in. So you should never fast to sacrifice your protein intake. And then the other issue is this kind of cortisol issue. That women, at the end of the day, we know men are very flexible when it comes to fasting. Okay. Again, just another tick for how easy it is for men. Like if I see men that are overweight, like I'm like, you're trying really hard to be overweight, because it is so easy for men to be lean. It's not even funny. They tolerate all the fasting. They reduce their calories minimally and they start melting away. It's not fair, women. Okay. I'm right there with you. But for women, there is this issue with, hormones, specifically cortisol. Okay. Now, does fasting make your hormones, imbalanced? Does fasting contribute to, high levels of cortisol? No, everything else in your life is making your cortisol an issue. The fact that you're not sleeping, the fact that you're not getting sunlight, the fact that you're not getting fresh air, the fact that you're not moving your body, that you're not eating well. But then you add a stressor on top of all of those unhealthy things in your lifestyle. It can be problematic for some women. So I know that's a little bit like a roundabout way. So at the end of the day, I believe, after everything that I'm reading and all the stuff that, I'm learning right along with you, that you are good to fast for 12 to 14 hours, okay? Most of you, 12 to 16 hours. Now, the key is the optimal fasting window is with the sun, okay? So a lot of you are skipping breakfast to fast, and it's probably better to wrap up your dinner a little bit earlier than it is to skip breakfast. So, but at the end of the day, you don't fast for weight loss, okay? That's not why you fast, all right? If you think that fasting is going to accelerate your weight loss, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons, all right? You fast to improve your insulin sensitivity. You fast to increase your growth hormone. You fast to stimulate autophagy. You fast for all these other reasons. Fasting helps with weight loss because when you have a start and a stop, then you typically do better at managing your calories. So you do not have to fast to see progress in terms of weight loss. What kind of magnesium do you recommend? So magnesium is your missing mineral, okay? Like if there is any supplement that you take, it should be magnesium. It should be at the top of your list. I have a lot to say about magnesium. It's a complicated topic. It's not as easy to say like what kind of magnesium do you take. I love a transdermal mag. There's a magnesium soak that we do in my lean program. We're actually doing the soak challenge in February. February in the monthly membership is all about heart health. So excited to do that. The transdermal, the magnesium soak is the quickest way to optimize your magnesium levels. Magnesium has a really short half-life, and people have very high burn rates of magnesium. And that's why 80% of the population is magnesium deficient. Because, well, that's not why, but our soil is deficient. The food we eat doesn't have the amount of magnesium that it used to. We eat a lot of ultra-processed food, which is just lacking in overall nutrients. We live in a very high stress, high, environment. We're not sleeping well. All of these things increase our burn rate of magnesium. So we're very magnesium deficient. It is hard to optimize your levels, but you should try to do so. I have a great blog on my website that talks all about magnesium and, the options that I think are good. I've got a transdermal, I've got an oral mag that you can take in order to optimize your levels. So, but magnesium, everybody needs magnesium. Okay. And ultimately, electrolytes contain phosphorus. How do you feel about that? Ultimately, electrolytes contain phosphorus. I'm not sure I understand the question. Let's see here. How much is the new lean track, no track program? So launching the no track lean program, which is essentially everything that you love about lean without tracking macros. So really excited about this program. It's $199. It is, you're going to get everything that, again, you love about lean, but I'm going to teach you how to do it without tracking. Okay. So I have noticed that over the last couple of years, people will either not sign up for lean because they're like, I don't want to be a slave to tracking my food, or they'll do lean and find a lot of success with tracking, but they struggle to find the ability to be successful without tracking. So that's where this program came about. I've got a session starting on Monday. OG Lean will always be probably my signature program, okay? Because I think that there is a ton of benefit in tracking. It creates nutritional awareness like you've never had before. I think that you have to have that nutritional awareness at some point in your life in order to get to the understanding of how to optimize protein and things like that. So at this time, we're going to be doing No Track about every 7 weeks. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Jump in. Also, okay, so I've got a lean session starting on Monday as well. The prices for lean are going up. All right, I haven't changed the prices since I started in 2017. So at this time, Monday is Sunday will be the last day to get lean at its lowest cost ever, to get your returning client discount at the lowest cost ever. Okay, so if you've ever been like, I'm thinking about trying lean, now's the time to do it. That's what you want to do. What are some protocols for losing fat and decreasing BMI? Okay, well, number one, never look at BMI. Body mass index means absolutely nothing. All right, and I'll just basically body mass index is like a height to weight ratio. So if you look at like Shaquille O'Neal and his BMI, he is going to be considered morbidly obese, even at his like peak athletic performance. Okay, he is not morbidly obese. So you want to look at your body composition, specifically your percent body fat. Okay, women, percent body fat should be good is under 30, best is under 25. Men, good is under 25, best is under 20. All right, so Google InBody, INBODY scale in your area. Okay, I have an at-home 4-point scale. If you message me, I can send you the link. Your HSA, your FSA will cover it. But that's what you need to be tracking. People always ask, what's my goal weight, Amanda? How much weight should I lose? You should lose as much weight that will get you to less than 30% body fat, less than 25% body fat. And that's going to vary from person to person, okay? There are a lot of people out there, especially now with GLP-1s, that are what we consider skinny fat, meaning that they are thin on the scale, but inside they are still metabolically a disaster because they're carrying a lot of body fat. So what are the protocols for losing fat and improving your body composition? It's very simple. You got to have enough water. All right. To optimize fat metabolism, you must be well hydrated. The body must have enough water. I had a client that just did my 7-week program. She didn't really see any results. She filled out the plateau form and it was very obvious. Okay. She wasn't doing any of these things. She was getting 30 ounces of water. She was barely hitting her protein goal. She was getting 3,000 steps a day. Her sleep sucked, and I'm just like, listen, you can be eating in a caloric deficit, and if you're not doing all these other things, you're still not going to make progress. So you got to be well hydrated, all right? You got to have enough protein. I teach my clients, your body has 2 pathways. Burn fat or find protein. It can't do both, okay? So you've got to know what your protein goal is, and you got to optimize your protein intake. You got to move your body. You can't get 3,000 steps a day. You can't get 5,000 steps a day, guys. Sitting is the new smoking. You've got to get up and move your body. You've got to, eat in a caloric deficit. You've got to manage your calories. You've got to increase your fiber. You've got to be eating a ton of fruits and vegetables. You've got to cut out the nibbling and grazing, the snacking. You want to get down to 3 or 4 meals a day. You got to build muscle. You got to strength train. You got to sleep. You got to reduce your stress. You got to get natural light. It is literally those foundational things that you're not doing as to why you're not making progress. So, just a couple of things. And these are all things that we address in my lean program. It's really interesting, guys. Okay. Everyone is sick. Everyone is sick. And I am knocking on wood, I don't want to get sick, but I'm telling you, the reason why everyone is so sick is because we are internally sick. Okay. Our GI system, our gut is our immunity. All right. And everyone's got horrible guts because we live on ultra processed food. We live on junk food. We live on fast food. We're not optimizing our nutrients. We have not enough micronutrients in our body. And so we have no immune system. And that's why everyone is out right now with the flu. It is taking everyone down. And my understanding is it's really bad. Like, you're not down for like 24 hours. You are down for like 8 to 10 days. So take care of your health, your nutrition, your wellness, and you will be less likely to get sick. That's for sure. Let's see here. What other questions do you guys have? Are there any low sodium protein powders? I'm sure there are. GTS. Google that shit. Low sodium protein powders. But I guess my question would be like, there's very few people that should be on a low sodium diet. Okay. Very few people. Low sodium diets do more harm than high sodium diets. So I don't know why you need a low sodium protein supplement. But there are definitely some out there. Just Google. Google is your best friend. I say that a lot. GTS. Made the switch to basil seeds from chia seeds in smoothies this week. Also tried the to drip. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. What is this? Also tried to drip Asia? I don't know what that is. Love the basil seeds. I am such a huge fan of them for so many reasons. Like, guys, get the basil seeds, okay? Use a serving every single day. Think of it as a supplement. They are linked in my story right now. Message me, I'll send them to you. 15 grams of fiber per serving, okay? So there's half your fiber needs every day. Throw them in your salad, throw them in your yogurt, throw them in your soups, put them in everything. Half your fiber. It has 2 times the amount of potassium, 2 times the amount of calcium. It's got more fiber than chia seeds. It is definitely a superior product to chia seeds. You're getting more out of it. It's got your omegas in there. It's got antioxidants. It's got phytochemicals, all the things in there. It's such a great thing to use every single day. And I love chia seeds, all right? But the thing with chia seeds is that they do have to sit. Like, you should not mix them in yogurt and eat them immediately. All right, you're supposed to let them kind of hydrate and absorb the moisture. You know how they go to like a gel consistency. So it's really like when you make chia seed pudding, you need to let it sit for a couple hours or overnight. Basil seeds, you don't have to do that. Okay. So really excited to be using those. It's a product that a client introduced me to just this year. And I was like, heck yes, this is so simple and easy to use. So check those out. We need more fiber. Like, you have got to get as much fiber in your diet as possible. And it's not easy. I mean, even when you're eating a ton of fruits and vegetables, getting all the fiber that we need, at least 30 grams, that's what we're shooting for, is really hard to do. Made the changes this week in my smoothie with basil seeds, dropped the chia and the acacia fiber. Okay. Have found it to be more filling, but not helping to move things, and wonder if the iron could be the problem. Could be, yeah, because it does have more iron in it. The basil seeds do. But I would imagine if you took out the chia seeds and the additional fiber, then again, you might just be getting less fiber. So magnesium is what I use for constipation. Having bowel movements every single day is a must. It's another thing that I really try to make sure my clients are doing. What other questions do you have? Now I'm scrolling through. Read not to take magnesium with calcium, and I take calcium in the morning and evening. Have you heard this restriction? No, if you're taking calcium, you should be taking magnesium. But I don't know why you're taking calcium, because we don't have a calcium deficiency in the United States. We have a magnesium, a D, and a K deficiency in the United States. Calcium, in the presence of a magnesium, D, and K deficiency, is dangerous. It does not go to your bones. It goes to your arteries. So calcium is not a supplement that I recommend to my clients, because, again, what you need is optimal amounts of magnesium, D, and K. Without that, the calcium does nothing. So I feel like maybe you misread that, because if I have anyone taking calcium, I'm like, if you're taking calcium, you must take it with magnesium, D, and K. Otherwise, it's going to go to all the wrong places. But We eat plenty of calcium. That is not our issue. That's not why we have osteoporosis. The reason why we have, issues with, osteoporosis is all those other vitamins and minerals that we are greatly deficient in. Angie says, my blood work shows I have high inflammation and cortisol. What kind of lifestyle and or food changes will help with this? Or is this hormone sufficiency? So if you have high levels of inflammation and cortisol, again, what kind of lifestyle changes do you need to make? You need to be well hydrated. Okay. You need to eat whole foods. You need to cut out ultra processed foods. You need to cook at home. You need to stop eating out. You need to stop nibbling and grazing. You need to optimize your micronutrients. You want to aim for 30 different plants a week. So foods that are rich in color, foods that are rich in fiber. You want to focus on stress management. You want to make sleep a priority, okay? Maybe you do some meditation. Maybe you do some deep breathing. You want to get out in the sun, especially first thing in the morning. Get out outside into nature throughout the day. Take your shoes off. Ground, okay? Again, just simple things. The same thing for if you have high levels of inflammation and cortisol, what you need to do to fix your body is the same thing that I need to do to stay healthy. And I think that, again, that's what frustrates me so much about health and wellness right now is that everyone's like, they think they're in like a silo, Oh, well, I have diabetes. I need to do this. Well, I have high cholesterol. I need to do this. Well, I have Hashimoto's. I need to do this. No, we all need to be doing the same thing. Basically get back to the basics, get back to whole food nutrition, healthy eating, and optimizing, again, like micronutrients. That's the big issue here. What else? Hello. I kind of stopped how do you test for magnesium levels, blood work, have to request for a doctor? Yeah, so download my free lab guide. It's on my website. Message me and I'll send you the link, but go directly to my website. I have a ton of free guides. I have a free cholesterol guide. I have a free lab guide. I have a free fasting guide. I have free meal plans. I have free recipes. They're all free. Download them. But the way that you test your magnesium levels is through a magnesium RBC. Okay, red blood cell magnesium, not a serum magnesium. If you go to your doctor and say, hey, will you test my magnesium? They'll go, oh, I test that every time. That's a serum magnesium, okay? That does not show your magnesium stores. That's what we want to look at, all right? If your serum magnesium is low, you're probably going to be in the hospital because that's really bad. So we want to look at your magnesium stores, and that's a magnesium RBC. And optimal ranges is between 6 and 7. Okay, that's where you want to be. And I'm here to tell you, I've been sitting at 5.3 for years, and it is really hard to get your levels up. But it's something that is worth working on. I'm telling you, if you have high levels of anxiety, you have a magnesium issue. If you have tons of sugar cravings, especially chocolate, you have a magnesium issue. If you can't sleep, magnesium. If you have restless legs, magnesium. Again, it is so critical in so many processes in the body that people feel so much better when they really optimize your levels, okay? The best way to optimize your levels is through that transdermal soak that I've seen. But yeah, download the guide. Message me. Someone says the scale, please. You got to message me because I can't put any links here. Why aren't you married? I am married. I have a husband. Let's see here. Switched out a tablespoon of the for basil seeds for a week. Find it more filling, but wondering if the iron, yeah, I think we already answered that. They are on it. They have a master smoothie going on. Should I use creatine? How do you use it besides smoothies? Yes, everyone should be taking creatine. All right. So like my top supplements are magnesium, D plus K, creatine. Those are like the top 3. Okay. Every woman should be on creatine. You should be taking anywhere from 3 to 5 grams a day, every day, anytime during the day. You can message me. I have a link to my favorite creatine. It's super inexpensive. It comes in like, I think it's like $20 and has like 100 servings, 5 grams a day. I put it in my electrolyte water every morning. It's not only going to help with muscle like growth, it's going to help with muscle retention, which is very important. And it also has a lot of mental and cognitive benefits. All right. So people are like, well, I don't work out, I don't need creatine. Yeah, you do. Okay. Or, again, across the board, everyone should be taking creatine. So it is the most studied supplement on the market. And the studies are basically like, it's 100% benefit. So, as we age, it's so much harder to maintain muscle mass and to build muscle mass, and a little bit of creatine would do that. All right, guys. Anything else? Yeah, well, let me know if you watch this on the replay. If you have any questions, just seen this live feed, just found out I have osteopenia. I heard you talking about calcium and D, and that is important to take magnesium with. Yes, let me tell you, if you want to protect your bones, you need to focus on D, K, and magnesium the most. You also need to focus on weight-bearing exercise, strength training. You need to be focusing on, again, rebounding, pressure, jumping on your joints. It goes to why, sitting is so bad. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.